Boing. Holy crap.
Hey guys, our topic this week is a request from Sam Reddick Gaming. We'll be going over the story of Spartan Kelly from the Halo franchise. We'll go over her origins and story.
So first off, if you actually read Sam's comment and you're unfamiliar with the Halo universe, as we have been prior to researching for this video, you should know that he wasn't kidding when he said that the lore is pretty deep. With about 72 different products in the franchise, including 12 games, yes, really, not counting bundles and re-releases, over 30 books, as well as comics and both live-action and animated films. And for anyone about to jump down our throat about having the wrong number of items in this vast media franchise, it should be noted that they're still making more and more stuff. With comics coming out as recently as this last 4th of July, that's 2 days ago for people who haven't been paying attention this week, so with no real knowledge of where to start, we eventually looked up a few books and films and decided to pick the first name that popped out at us. By luck, or chance, it happened to be Kelly. As it turns out, she is pretty frickin' cool. It should be noted that she's not technically an expanded universe only character as of Halo 5. She's one of Master Chief's comrades in Team Blue, but you really wouldn't know that if you're not a Halo world buff. For example, we had no idea who any of Team Blue were when we played Halo 5. And none of Team Blue, Kelly included, really does anything to flesh out their characters or tell us anything about them during the course of the game. So we're saying she counts. Plus, she's cool.
Alright, so Kelly is a Spartan, Spartan-087 to be precise. And for those in the Halo know, she was initiated during the Spartan-II Program. Quick side note for the rest of us, there were several iterations of the Spartan program, but there's enough information on the Spartan programs as a whole to do an entire video, so we're going to try to keep things brief because there's a lot to go over for Kelly as she appears in at least 8 different products from the series, not counting Halo 5. For brevity's sake, the Spartan programs were shadowy government programs designed to create super soldiers known as Spartans. So first things first for Kelly. Spartans tend to go only by first name, rank, and their number. For example, most dossiers of Kelly are entitled Kelly-087. Her birth name, though, was Kelly Shaddock. She was conscripted into the Spartan-II program at age 7, not unusual, as the Spartan-II directives selected children in the 6-ish age range that were, quote, physically and intellectually superior, unquote, when compared to other children their age. What is unusual is that Kelly managed to evade her would-be captors for about 6 hours. Keep in mind that this is a 7-year-old child evading trained secret government agents for 6 hours. And she was only caught because she eventually came forward thinking that the cat and mouse event had all been an elaborate game set up for her birthday. And man, when you know what these kids went through, that innocence is just soul-crushing.
Upon arrival in the Spartan-II program, cadets are assigned to a team of 3, with Kelly's teammates being Sam 034 and John 117. Their first day of training, all trainee teams will run through a drill that John completed before anyone else. However, Kelly and Sam did not fare nearly so well, coming in last place. Resultantly, the whole team was placed in last place. The lesson being that you rise or fall, fail or succeed with your team. The 3 children were forced to go without food that night and resolved to work together the following day. Because John's not a douche. Through teamwork, they came in 3rd place, and over time, the 3 developed a lasting and close friendship. For those unfamiliar, John 117 is the boy who would eventually grow up to become the Master Chief, the primary character in most of the Halo games, and the guy generally considered to be the most formidable human, if not most formidable person, in the entirety of the Halo universe. This makes Kelly the oldest living friend that the Master Chief has by the time of the games, as they maintain a good relationship all the way up to and through Halo 5. Yes, Sam dies at some point.
Kelly and the other Spartan-IIs were raised and trained as soldiers for about the next 8 or 9 years. During that time, they would be educated in normal school subjects like math and the sciences, but also trained and molded into highly skilled soldiers. Combined with a series of genetic modifications, the end result of the program was a success. The UNSC, the military branch of the primary human government, had a small pool of super soldiers ready to be sent out to harass their enemies and protect their assets. Among these Spartans, Kelly stood out in a number of ways, the most particular being her speed. Even before her modifications, Kelly was always fast, a fact that her team used to their advantage quite often. Though the genetic modifications process nearly killed her, after her recovery she was ludicrously fast, with foot speed, reflexes, and cognitive speeds well above that of the rest of the Spartan-IIs, the Master Chief included. She was so fast that without the Mjolnir armor, which was a power suit that enhances all of a Spartan's physical attributes, among other things, she could run at speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. For the record, the real-life fastest recorded run speed belongs to Usain Bolt, who has been clocked at about 28 miles per hour, making Kelly the fastest human being in Halo's recorded history. While wearing modern Mjolnir armor, she can reach speeds of about 38 miles per hour. On foot.
Kelly's first official mission was as a member of a team sent to infiltrate a rebel base and capture the resident rebel commander. Yes, the Spartan-II Program was initiated before the existence of the Covenant, the alien faction most often acting as at least one of the antagonizing forces in the Halo games. Was discovered by humanity. Initially, Spartans were intended to be a relatively low-cost, low-casualty, and low-press solution to handling an insurrection/civil war that the UNSC has been dealing with for the past several years. It was only after this initial mission that Kelly and the other Spartans were briefed on the existence of the Covenant. And thereafter, the Spartan training process was accelerated and on a mission to acquire and test out the newly created Mjolnir armor, mentioned above. The Spartans actually encountered Covenant forces and were forced to engage while wearing the basically still prototype Mjolnir suits. It was during this engagement that Sam, Kelly and John's closest friend, would perish, sacrificing himself to destroy the Covenant ship and ensure his friend's escape. Over the next 2 decades, Kelly would participate in numerous operations against both Covenant and insurgent forces, perhaps most notably including a mission where she infiltrated a Covenant capital ship and set it on a collision course that ended up destroying half of the Covenant fleet to which the ship had been attached. But despite all of that, the next major milestone in her life and career happened during the fall of Reach.
Now, if you know anything about Halo, you probably know at least a little bit about the fall of Reach. Reach was a human colony and the nerve center of Spartan training and coordination efforts. Once the Covenant discovered Reach's location and purpose, they annihilated it. Thus occurred the fall of Reach, arguably one of the most important and bloody battles in the war between the Covenant and the UNSC. Like most Spartans, Kelly was present on Reach during its fall. In fact, she had been just about to ship out on the Pillar of Autumn on a mission to capture a Prophet, a high-ranking leader of the Covenant government, the very ship in which the Master Chief would escape and endure the events of Halo 1. But, when the Covenant attacked Reach, Kelly and most of the other Spartans were redeployed in defense of the planet. After several skirmishes at varying levels of success, Kelly and her team eventually fell back to a location known as Castle Base. Initially, they were unable to gain entry, until Kelly had the brilliant idea to whisper Ollie Ollie Oxenfree into the base's speaker. Ollie Ollie Oxenfree was a tune the Spartans learned from an AI tutor in their youth, and had become a secret all-clear code amongst the Spartans. It was also a heavily kept secret, known only to the Spartans themselves and those involved in their training, including Dr. Halsey, the woman in charge of the Spartan-II program, and the person bunkered inside of Castle Base. She let the Spartans in, and they had a small window of time to catch their breath and be outfitted with more prototype Mjolnir gear in Halsey's possession. Apparently, Kelly's calling in life. It was also revealed at this juncture that during the fighting, which had included extended gunfights, running, hiding, surgical strikes flying in stolen Banshees, which were Covenant flight craft, and a crash landing while flying a troop transport that had required jumping out mid-flight to survive, that Kelly had suffered some pretty serious injuries. Injuries which included internal bleeding in her liver and one punctured and completely collapsed lung. Despite all of this, she had continued to fight on, saying nothing, because superhuman? And maybe a little bit of plot armor?
The Covenant found and attacked Castle Base almost immediately after they arrived, and Kelly, Halsey, and the other Spartans fled into a cave system below the base while triggering a self-destruct on Castle Base, burying the humans alive, but hopefully keeping any secrets in Castle Base from the Covenant and wiping out all of the Covenant inside. Kelly and company would spend the next several days hiding out in the cave system, as well as a Forerunner installation that had been discovered beneath the base. The Forerunners are, as the name suggests, the ancient, highly advanced, long-dead civilization native to the Halo franchise, as exists in all sci-fi games for some reason. While exploring, they encountered a crystalline Forerunner artifact that emitted a power surge strong enough to register on Covenant sensors. The Covenant subsequently burst in the Forerunner structure, and Kelly and her team had to fight and dodge and hide some more before being rescued by the Master Chief and some other comrades who had acquired a Covenant ship after escaping the Halo ring during and after the events of Halo 1. Remember, Halo 1 picks up during the fall of Reach and only takes place over the course of a few days. The Chief and those that survived headed to Reach in the aftermath. During the escape, Kelly would suffer even more grievous wounds, taking direct hits from 2 Hunter fuel rod cannons while trying to save Dr. Halsey. Her wounds were severe and she had to be sedated for treatment to avoid dying. Again.
Which means that she missed the craziness of what happened next, which, for the sake of brevity, included a normally impossible mid-slipstream, warp, space battle, time travel, blackmail and bribery against a rebel commander to have their ship fixed, and near the end of all that, Dr. Halsey took the sedated Kelly and escaped the whole situation by stealing said rebel commander's personal stealth ship. With the unconscious Spartan in tow, Halsey headed for the planet Onyx, which was both the site of training for the Spartan-III Program and a Forerunner shield world. Quick primer on Halo and the Forerunners, the franchise is named for the Halo rings, built by the Forerunners eons ago as massive doomsday weapons designed to eliminate all life within the weapon's range in order to eradicate and starve out the Flood, an alien race of up to that point essentially unstoppable parasites. Think Zerg, but more gross. Yes, I know. Originally, the Forerunners planned to use these artificial shield worlds as fallout bunkers in order to survive the activation of the Halo rings, but they ended up being unable to because traitors. Cut to our current time frame in the story, and the UNSC had a base on Shield World Onyx that is having just the worst couple of days. With the destruction of the Halo ring during Halo 1, Onyx's Forerunner tech, including its resident Sentinels, had gone haywire and proceeded to try and annihilate everything on Onyx. While that would suck enough to deal with on its own, the Spartan-III trainees and their instructors would also eventually have to deal with an incoming Covenant fleet, which wanted the Forerunner tech and wanted to keep the UNSC away from it.
Halsey and Kelly would arrive in the thick of this, and, some would argue, make it worse. With Kelly awakening from her medically induced slumber just in time to pilot their ship while it crashed into the planet. Darn those pesky Sentinels. Almost certainly saving their lives. They, along with the surviving Spartan-3s, a couple of their trainers, including presumed long-dead Spartan-II Kurt, and eventually the members of Blue Team, would then be forced to fight their way across Onyx, trying to support a space battle taking place overhead that would put shame to anything seen on film in recent years, before heading deeper into the synthetic planet in order to access the very well-protected Dyson Sphere segment hidden inside of everything else. In so doing, they would do a number of things, including sabotaging a Sentinel production factory before fighting a literal army of Covenant deep within the bowels of the planet. The confrontation would end with most of the surviving Spartans evacuating through the entrance portal to the Dyson Sphere, while Spartan Kurt held off the Covenant, detonating 2 nukes once everyone was through the portal, killing the Covenant, and due to the nature of the structure they were in, most of the planet as a result.
Luckily for Kelly and the others, the Dyson Sphere was locked in a kind of slip-space pocket, keeping it safe from the decimation of Onyx, but locking them inside. It would be several weeks later before they were eventually able to, with the help of a biocomputer found within the Dyson Sphere, bring themselves back into normal space and be picked up by friendly forces. Halsey would be arrested, despite Kelly's protests, and thereafter, Kelly went back to work with Blue Team. In the ensuing time period between the events of Onyx and Halo 5, Kelly, the Master Chief, and most of the known remaining Spartan-IIs, there's some discussion as to whether or not more exists somewhere doing shadowy things for the UNSC, deployed on various missions under UNSC direction. Most notably including finally defeating the Didact, the villain from Halo 4, as he had survived the climactic conflict of the Halo 4 game.
One such mission eventually sent Kelly and the rest of Blue Team to infiltrate a captured UNSC research vessel with the intent of reacquiring it for humanity. This mission would turn out to be the catalyst for kicking off the events of Halo 5. While on board, Blue Team's plan would change from acquiring the vessel to destroying it, seeing that they would be unable to escape a rather large Covenant fleet while actually being on the research ship. During this event, the Master Chief would become aware of the Cortana shenanigans of Halo 5, and, against orders, he and Blue Team set off on a journey that culminated in Blue Team and Team Osiris, a Spartan team originally sent to bring Blue Team back, joining forces and trying to stop Cortana from going full AI dictator. They would ultimately fail in their goal and then retreat to regroup with Halsey, the Covenant Arbiter, and others, presumably in an effort to combat whatever comes next in the presumable to eventually happen Halo 6.
And that's basically Spartan Kelly 087. One of the most accomplished Spartans in the Halo franchise, and second only to the Master Chief himself in terms of sheer combat experience. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave us a like, and if you have ideas for videos you'd like to see us do in the future, do like Sam Reddit Gaming and let us know in the comments down below. If you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, be they lore or let's play, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Real quick, we just wanted to thank you guys and give a big shout out to all of you out there who watch our videos, comment, and subscribe. Today marks the 1-year anniversary of our first video upload.
We've been doing this for a whole year, which is crazy because it doesn't feel like that long at all. And you have all been so wonderfully supportive. We cannot thank you enough for your time and your interest and your comments. We love bringing you something you can enjoy and learn from and be entertained by. Thank you all so much for the wonderful year, and please stick with us for the next one. In the meantime, this has been
Two
Men
Men
on the
Mic,
Mic, signing off.
Hey guys, you can click the link in the left for our last lore video.
You can click the link on the right for our last Let's Play.
And right here in the middle, that orb, you can hit that to subscribe.
Also, ring the bell if you want to be notified when we post a new video.
This is Two Men and a Mic. Thanks for watching.